I think there are so many of them, but let's start with the idea that the client is, the coaching is all about the client. It's actually about the client in their systems. And everything that's happened over the last decade has been pointing, in my explorations, has been pointing us more and more towards systemic thinking, or complex adaptive systemic thinking, to be precise. So there's a guy called Dave Snowden who produced a lovely little sort of four-level model of things which are simple linear issues, complicated issues, complex issues,
and chaotic.
Yes,
that's the one. Yeah.
And what we see for example, in team coaching, we see the majority of stuff that you see in team coaching is either linear thinking or simple thinking, or complicated. We see an increasing number of team coaching programs which are somewhere between complicated and complex. So systemic coaching, as it's often called, tends to be in that space there. But between complex and chaotic, that's where most of the problems that leaders are faced with rest. And so a lot of my effort has been trying to understand that space. How do we apply complex adaptive systems theory and practice to how people run their own lives, how they run organizations, how they run teams. So that applying complex adaptive systems theory to individuals, teams, organizations, and beyond. And that's been fascinating. So we did this massive piece of research over several years, which included interviews with the highest performing teams in Facebook, or now Meta, for example, and great literature searches, and to try and understand what is it, what is it that makes a team effective or ineffective. And we boiled down something like 140 different concepts or ideas or factors in the literature, firstly to 20 and then down to 6 interacting things. And over the past 3 or 4 years, we've been experimenting with a diagnostic which enables the team to understand in enormous detail the interactions between these things. And when somebody says, we've got a problem with conflict in the team, for example, at a linear approach, you'd say, okay, so let's put 2 people together and we'll bang some heads together, we'll make them sort it out. If you're taking a systemic approach, you'll say, well, actually, no, the problem is between them, and we have to look at what's going on around them, and to put them together, and to try and solve that, to get a better understanding between them. If we take a complex adaptive systemic approach, we're saying, well, hang on, what's happening between these 2 people is almost certainly a reflection or influenced by what's happening in the wider system around them. So we're seeing that the factors in that system being played out in the team.